That's blood. That's blood. And that's blood. Whose blood do you think that is?
No idea.
But we have a witness that says you left
Okay,
that.
okay. Good for you. You've got it all wrapped up. Why do you keep going on?
Meet 79-year-old Andrew Watson, the most ruthless, cockiest, and not to mention oldest killer this detective has ever interrogated. Because even in the face of all the evidence in the world, Andrew is convinced he's going home today.
Logically, when we look at it, yeah, she's dead. And we believe that somebody's responsible.
Me.
On November 13th, 2014, 74-year-old Lise Fredette didn't show up for work at her job as the jewelry section manager of a Walmart in Peterborough, Canada. A reliable hard worker for her entire life, her sudden no-call, no-show struck her entire team as odd. When her children and grandchildren were unable to reach her, one of her kids raced to her home to discover a shocking crime scene. Lisa's glasses and earrings were strewn across her driveway, and visible bloodstains marred the concrete and her vehicle. While she had made it home from work on the 12th, she never made it inside. It was clear that she had been ambushed in the driveway, and all police had to do to find their first suspect was to look at her previous contact with law enforcement. Because just weeks prior, she had reported that an ex-boyfriend, 79-year-old Andrew Watson, was stalking her and leaving harassing letters at her home. Very quickly, detectives were able to obtain a search warrant and bring Andrew in for questioning.
Have a seat in there and put your shoes on.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. There we go. Oh, you do have socks on under that. Good.
Yeah. Am I going to be able to keep these shoes?
Oh yeah, they're gonna go with you. They'll follow you. Like, you're in here with me for a bit. We've got some things to talk about, so you put your shoes on, get comfortable. Probably keep your feet warmer.
I can't go over that cell.
What's that?
I can't go over those cells.
No,
Can you believe it?
we're not.
I cannot believe it. I tell you. Oh,
Here's your food.
thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome. There's You said cream with your coffee.
Yeah.
You can add it. I didn't know if you wanted one or two. Help yourself. Couple of housekeeping details. You eat, do your thing, okay? There's a couple of things I want to explain to you so you understand. Everything you and I do, everything we say in this room, back in this cell block area, is all recorded. Okay?
You mean there's a tape recorder somewhere?
The knowledge that there is a tape recorder in the room doesn't stop Andrew from checking off a loathsome list of straight-up stomach-churning behavior, like smacking his gums, talking with his mouth open, and, oh yes, manipulating and lying through his dentures. But there's also this tidbit, the very first concern he voices to detectives. And it isn't about the dead ex-girlfriend that he supposedly loved so dearly.
Well, as you and I go through this process, Andy, there's no doubt you're going to have some questions for me. You feel free to ask me anything you want. Okay, if I can answer it, I will. And if I can't, I'll explain to you why. Okay?
Okay, can we start with this?
Sure.
It's my understanding that the police are legally obliged to give me a list of the stuff that they take from my home and from my car. And I have asked several policemen for this list, and none of them will give me a list.
So you want to know specifically what was taken
I
from your
want to
home?
know exactly what they took from my home and what they took from my car.
Okay. Well, you don't
And
even
I
have,
think, maybe I'm wrong.
you
though.
don't even have your car back yet, do you?
No.
No. Okay.
So maybe you can explain to me how it takes over a week to search a little car.
Well, yeah, you know what? And I when you're done eating, and I'll let you finish, I will definitely answer that question for you. No issue. I got no problem answering that for you.
And the house and the car were being searched.
Yep.
When the search warrants had expired.
No, they hadn't, Andy.
Anyway,
No, and I'm
I'm
not
not
arguing
going
with
to
you.
argue with it, because I really don't.
But I can show you how come they're not expired. I don't mind explaining that to you, because that's a logical question that people sometimes confuse.
It's not important to me. I don't care how long they stay there.
No. But I just want you to understand that the search warrants hadn't expired.
Okay.
What happens with a search warrant, so you understand, is that, and I have a copy of them here that I can show you, because that would probably familiarize yourself with them. But see, what happens with a search warrant is there's a date and a time put on it, okay? But the date and the time is what we call the execution date and time, which means that the reader, the judge or justice, has authorized the police, yep, you can go search that car, or yes, you can go search that house. You have to execute that warrant on this date between these time frames. So maybe it would be like the 14th of November between 3 o'clock in the afternoon and 8 o'clock at night. That's when you have to execute this warrant. Once the police have executed that warrant within that time frame, there is no time limit at that point in time. Like, they don't have to be out by 8 o'clock at night. It just means they have to have executed that warrant to show the judge or justice that, yeah, we've entered the premise and we've executed it at that time.
It's not important to me, really.
Okay, well, you brought it up. It's a good
But
question.
the list is important.
I'll get you a list.
It is a fact that they're supposed to give me a list. Maybe they're not. Maybe I just heard wrong.
I don't have a problem getting you a list of what was taken. It's not a secret. It's your house.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the things you probably noticed are missing. Maybe others you didn't, but I don't have a problem with it. At the end of the day, it's your material, it's your information. You have a right to know what it is.
I was going to give you a friendly word of advice.
What's that?
If you're ever going to go to a house to ask somebody to speak to you, so you can ask them questions,
Yeah.
don't do it after they've been searched. Because that person will be so pissed off, they will not talk to you, no matter what.
Well, you want to know something, Andy? I couldn't agree with you more. That's why we're here now and Peterborough's out.
You should see the mess of my house.
Did they not leave it in good shape?
Stuff broken, stuff damaged, stuff scattered all over the place.
Okay. I agree with you, Andy. I talk to people all the time, and you know what? Yeah, like if I go to anybody and say, here's a search warrant, I'm going to search your car, and I do that, and then the next day I show up saying, hey, would you like to come in and talk to me? You're probably going to be annoyed with me. You're not going to be a happy guy.
Depends the condition you left my car or my house in.
Well, you don't have your car back, but you do have your house, and obviously you're saying your house wasn't left in great shape.
My house is a disgrace.
Okay.
Not just bad shape, it's a disgrace.
I have an unfriendly word of advice for Andrew, but we're trying not to get demonetized, so I'll let you come up with your own. Andrew's complaints don't stop there, nor does his attitude of being innocent and above the law. But if he knew what cops found inside his car, I doubt he'd be asking for a list.
I don't even know why they arrested me.
I'm going to explain all that to you. You'll know clearly.
Because I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You could let me stay at home where at least I'd be comfortable and I wouldn't be causing you any trouble or expense. And any time you want me, you just come and get me. I'd be right there, shouldn't we?
Right, but that's what happened today. They came and got you. Right? You understand that you're under arrest. Okay. What did the officers tell you that you're under arrest for when they went and arrested you today?
Murder in the first degree and criminal harassment.
Okay, exactly. And that's my understanding too, right? So you know that you're under arrest for murder in the first degree and criminal harassment. Okay. Mm-hmm. We're talking right now about the disappearance and murder of Lise for debt.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't need you to say anything other than just, it's been explained to you that she's the person who's missing. You're aware of this through the course of this investigation. Okay. Now, you want to, these are serious allegations because the allegations are murder in the first degree. Okay. So, other than treason to the Queen, it doesn't get much higher than that in the criminal code when we talk about offenses against another person. Okay. That's an arrestable offense. And we as officers have an obligation when it comes to certain types of offenses, okay, where we don't have discretion to just leave somebody at home, come and deal with them when we need to. How long were you and Lise together overall?
From the fall of 2011 until the 20th of April to 2014.
So from the fall of 2011 till April the 20th, you said, 2014? So 3-ish years?
The reason I'm so sure about the date we split up was it's my birthday.
The 20th of April.
Yeah.
And that's the breakup day.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
You know why we broke up?
No.
Because I was wearing jeans.
You broke up because you were wearing jeans?
Yeah.
You got to explain that one to me.
Well, I was to go to her place. We were going to go out for supper with our family.
Right.
And when I went, I was wearing jeans. And she said she didn't want me to wear jeans, she wanted me to wear pants. And this, I couldn't understand this, because she always wanted me to be dressed up like a tailor's dummy, you know, the suit, the dress shirt, the tie, just like you, exactly like this.
You're calling me a tailor's dummy? It's okay.
But anyway, what got me was that when we went out as a family, the family never wore any suits or ties or shirts or anything else. The family all wore standard Peterborough dress, which is t-shirts and jeans.
Right.
So I had these jeans on, and they were perfectly nice jeans. They weren't scruffy, ragged, and they were almost new.
Yeah.
Perfect condition. And I had a brand new t-shirt on, perfect condition, perfectly clean. And so I thought I was presentable, and I thought I was dressed as well as her son and her son-in-law and her grandkids, because they were all in jeans and t-shirts. So I didn't think it was a problem, but she got real mad about that.
And that's why you broke up? Where did you go that day? Like,
I went home.
No, but like you said, everybody else was wearing jeans and a t-shirt. You were wearing jeans and a t-shirt. So where did everybody go? Like, was it a party for you? Because it's your birthday.
It wasn't just my birthday.
Oh, okay.
I think it was her son's birthday. I'm not sure, but it wasn't just for me.
Right.
No.
Andrew saying that Lise broke up with him over him wearing jeans is like when a cheater says they got dumped because their partner went through their phone. According to Lise's family and friends, Andrew was incredibly possessive and controlling of Lise. When she didn't do what he wanted, he would give her the silent treatment and often break up with her as a means of controlling the situation and manipulating her. However, in April of 2014, his standard method of abandoning and dumping Lise, then asking her to take him back, didn't work. From there, the loss of control drove Andrew to do some truly heinous things.
The thing is, every 3 or 4 weeks, Lise seemed to have some sort of compulsion to have a fight. Now, we had no serious problems to have a fight about. She was comfortably off, I'm comfortably off. She owned her own home, all paid for. I owned my own home, all paid for. She owned her car, paid for. I owned my car, paid for. No religious problems. She wasn't religious, I wasn't religious. No political problems. She wasn't a political person, I'm not a political person. No family problems, because I have no family at all. So she didn't have to worry about me paying alimony or child support or anything else like that.
Right.
I had absolutely no family problems. And her family seemed to like me, and I certainly got on well with all her family. Didn't have any problems at all with her family. So we had no family problems.
Right.
So as far as I was concerned, there was not a serious problem between us at all. Because of this, and this compulsion to fight, she would have to dream up the most stupid, trivial junk you could imagine to have a fight. Now, in the early days when she started this, I would argue with her. But very soon realised that it was a waste of time arguing with her because she just would not listen.
Right.
So what I did was, when I saw this fight coming, and I could see it coming, after I'd been with her so long, I could see this coming, and I knew it was coming.
Right.
So what I did, I would just go home.
Okay.
And I don't think she liked that, because then she'd nobody to fight with. Anyway, I used to just leave the house and go home. So, you wouldn't believe these things you start fighting about. You would not believe it. Anyway, this day I'm talking about, 20th of April, she was annoyed because I was wearing jeans. So I saw it coming, and I just got up and I left. And I was getting in my car, and I had my bum on the seat and my right foot on the floor, but my left foot was still outside the car. And she came out storming out after me, and she grabbed the car door and started banging the car door to try and break my leg between the car frame and the door.
Yeah.
So anyway, eventually I was able to keep the door from banging my leg, and I told her just to go in and leave me alone, and she went inside and I went home. And that is why we broke up.
That was at the end.
I was wearing jeans. Terrible temper.
Yeah.
And always violence with the temper. You know, I got
Did you say violence with the temper?
Yeah, it got out of hand.
What would she do?
Oh, well, I tried to break my leg with the car door.
Yeah.
She seemed to lose it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
For example, if it was me, I would say to myself, do I want to throw this carton of milk at her and have milk all over the bloody place that I'm going to have to clean up? I don't think so. She didn't think like that.
Right.
She would just let fly. She didn't give a shit.
The poor innocent grandpa attacked by his girlfriend, and he's so above fighting that he didn't even lay a hand on her. So he says, at least. But according to Lisa's family, Lise had never laid a hand on anyone, let alone a partner. She wasn't the type to get violent, in spite of what Grandpa Andy is going to continue to say. And while Lisa's family can't say she's violent, Andrew's family isn't there to defend him. At least, his brother isn't, because strangely, his brother Frank mysteriously vanished in 1967, after which Andrew hastily moved to Canada from Scotland. Surely that's a coincidence though, right?
And whenever the fights would happen and you would leave, who would make up?
That was a problem.
Was it?
That's why she went to these other guys.
Tell me about that. Why'd she go to these other guys?
You'd need to ask her that, but here's a woman who told me she loved me. I was the greatest thing in sliced bread. Oh boy, I was a keeper. We were going to spend the rest of our life together. And then we'd have a fight and I'd go home. And both of us, I think, were probably too stubborn and too pig-headed and too proud to make amends, which is what we should have done.
Right.
Anyway, in no time at all, after I'd gone home and we split up, she had another boyfriend.
Okay.
That relationship with that boyfriend didn't work out. It only lasted 2 or 3 months, maybe.
Okay.
And we got back together again. Oh, excuse me.
No problem.
Then, after we got back, before we got back together, we sat down and had a talk. And I said, obviously, if we're going to get back together, we've got to change our ways. if we get back together and we don't change anything, we're going to get the exact same result. We're going to split up again.
Right.
Oh yes, you're right. She said, oh yes, we'll change. Oh yeah, da-da-da-da. Right? She didn't change at all. She couldn't.
Right.
I don't think it's in her nature to change. I did everything I could to make her happy. I coloured her hair. I cleaned her shoes. I pressed her pants. I sewed them down for her. I grew a moustache for her. But I don't like a moustache, but I grew a moustache for her. I did yard work for her. I did housework for her. I was down on my hands and knees scrubbing the kitchen floor, the bathroom floor, cleaning the toilet, cleaning the tubs around. I couldn't tell you the number of things I did to try and make her happy.
Doing general adult chores doesn't exactly strike me as going above and beyond for your partner. His rant about everything he did for her, combined with his disbelief that she went to another man, does, however, strike me as a big red flag. After breaking up with Andrew for good, about 2 months later, Lise began seeing a new man her age. This apparently sent Andrew into a rage, resulting in him sitting in his car and watching her house on several occasions. Then sending her letters like one that allegedly read, "I am writing to you because I am very worried about you going to bed at 1 a.m. And the letters got worse.
So then I'm going to ask you, in your opinion, what was her problem?
I have no idea.
No problems, no issues. You're doing everything for her. You guys are in a committed relationship. You love each other, is that right? But she picks these silly fights.
I loved her very, very much.
You loved her. Did she love you?
I don't know.
Oh. Did she ever tell you she did?
Oh, all the time, yeah. But you can't go by that. I've had other women tell me they love me and they're sleeping with somebody else on the side.
Have you ever told somebody you loved them when you didn't really, and you just didn't want to hurt their feelings?
I don't think so.
Okay. No, because I mean, it can happen. I agree with you.
Oh,
it can
sure,
happen, right?
sure.
Do you miss her?
But, oh God. Well, we kept in touch a lot after that.
Oh, okay. So it's not like it was cold turkey.
But, well, very shortly after we broke up, she started going with Ben.
Okay.
So then, no question, it's getting back together again. She had a new boyfriend.
Do you know who this Ben guy is?
Oh yeah, well these guys she went with were guys at the club.
Okay. Right. That's got to be hard. Like, were you still going to the club after then for the socials on your own?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Was that hard seeing her there with other people?
Well, we had split up completely.
Yeah.
At first when we split up, we still saw each other, you know. She would come to my place, I would go to her place, and we were friends.
Yeah.
And we would dance together on a Saturday night. But it seemed to me, I don't know why. Maybe the boyfriend didn't want her to be friends with me. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, we finished up. She had complained to the police about me.
Right.
Because I was mad one time and I wrote a little note to her, and it was not a nice note. It was a nasty note. And I regret very much having sent that. But still, there's nothing I can do about that now. Anyway, when she got this note, she complained to the police. The police came and saw me and told me that I shouldn't be bothering her.
Right.
And I said that was fine, and then
Andrew wasn't just leaving nasty notes. He would reportedly follow Lise to events, sit outside of her house, and leave her dozens of letters weekly, despite her refusing to write him back. One of those notes read, "I keep wondering how you can have sex with someone you don't love. Perhaps you should sit down and consider how you're going to pay for this lifestyle." After another 10 minutes of bragging about what a good old chap he is, Andrew tells the detective that the last time he saw Lise was at a dance on the Saturday before her death.
So the 8th at the dance, after the 8th, which is the Saturday, did you see her?
I saw that Saturday too.
The 1st? Okay. Did you see her any time after the Saturday at the dance?
No.
Okay, so that's the last time?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay. What do
You know that lawyer told me I hadn't to speak to you.
Yeah. You don't have to. I told you that at the beginning as well, didn't I?
Yeah.
You are the one person that knows Lise better than anybody right now.
I don't know about that.
Well, I'm just talking about in that, you did have a relationship with her.
Oh yes.
What?
Generally speaking, a very good relationship.
Oh, I believe you. What do you think happened to her? Why would something?
I have no idea.
Why would somebody do this to her?
I don't know. I do know she was involved with other men.
Right.
I even suggested to one of the policemen that it could have been a home invasion. Who knows? Who knows what happens?
So up until here, where we know she went missing, was she seeing anybody that you know of? She is seeing Ben still.
She's been seeing Ben since very shortly after we broke up, which was 20th of April.
Yes. And that's, forgive me for my language, but you know what? That's kind of shitty.
What is?
What she did. Only in the sense that, you know what, you jump from one relationship right to the next. What does that say about you and your relationship? That's just my opinion. I just put that out there. I probably shouldn't even have said that, but it's the way I kind of look at it. Okay.
You know, I'm going to tell you, if I live to be 192, I will never understand women. And it may be that that's why I'm a bachelor. Because I take things very seriously.
As Andrew is about to see, he's not the only one who takes things seriously.
I've got no idea what Lise was thinking or what was going through her mind or anything else.
No, you're right, and I can only ask you from your point of view because I haven't had an opportunity to talk to her.
Well, you should talk to other people though and get their views.
Oh, we are, absolutely. This investigation has taken on a whole new direction now that we're here, okay?
I guess you have to start from scratch.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff and there's some things I want to share with you here today that we're doing so you understand what's going on. Because we do things very different, okay? And we have access to a lot of things that we're now going to utilize because this is, make no mistake, this is, in our opinion, a death investigation, a homicide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we believe she's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, people don't just drop off the face of the earth
Mm-hmm.
and cease to exist. There's been no activity on her bank accounts. Nobody's heard from her. Nobody's seen her. Like, there's a lot of other things we'll talk about, but that's just not normal, and you know that,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so we have other things that I'll discuss with you that logically, when we look at it, yeah, she's dead, and I know that. So, and we believe that somebody's responsible for that.
Me?
Yeah.
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 But you've charged me with murder.
Well, yeah, those are the charges before the courts. Yeah, and I'm going to explain to you why, so you understand why, okay?
Yeah.
But you're right, I haven't had a chance to talk to her, but we are now talking to a lot of people and getting a big picture of what's going on here. And I got a lot of other things that we're working on now, too.
Well, this is exactly what the Peterborough police told me.
What did they tell you?
Well, I was speaking to this guy. Dan.
Okay.
And I was saying to him, well, did you speak to Ben? Oh no, I'm not speaking to Ben. Somebody else will speak to Ben. And I said to him, well, did you speak to Dave? Oh no, I'm not speaking to Dave. Somebody else will speak to Dave. And said, well, did you do this? Oh no, I'm not doing. You know, it seems to be everything's all mixed up. And I'm saying to myself, could they not have the one guy go and speak to everybody and then he maybe understand what the hell's going on instead of having half a dozen different detectives speaking to half a dozen different people?
I have a team of investigators here now. They are speaking to Ben. They are speaking to Dave. They are speaking to her daughter. They are speaking to her son. They are speaking to her grandkids. They are speaking to people at her work. They are speaking to neighbors. They are canvassing the neighborhoods. I have officers down at the Center of Forensic Sciences working with the scientists saying, hey, these are the exhibits we submitted, get working on them. Because this just took way too long. Way too long.
It's taken too long?
This has taken way too long.
Oh.
Way too long. I mean, really, she goes missing on the 12th, and there's all kinds of stuff that's happened there in the meantime. So, you know, and nobody even came to you and got a formal statement from you in the meantime. I mean, you were with her for years. Like, that shouldn't happen. Okay, but as a result, we got involved. We got some results back right away.
The police zeroed in on me right from the get-go.
Why do you think that they would do that?
I have no idea. Presumably somebody must have told them stuff.
Okay, well, this day right here.
What bothers me is,
Yeah.
by zeroing in on me, maybe there's things that they could have discovered that they're not going to discover now.
You cannot get tunnel vision, ever. Okay?
Well, the Peterborough police definitely had tunnel vision here, believe me.
You don't have to have tunnel vision or even be a detective to zero in on Andrew, no matter how badly he wants to play the victim. Firstly, he had already been reported to the police for stalking Lees. Over the border in the US, 76% of victims of intimate partner femicide have been stalked by their murderer. So, statistically speaking, there's a big arrow pointed at Grandpa Andy here. Then there's all the evidence that police found in his car and in his home. And it's not just a little evidence. It's a lot.
The evidence will take us where we need to be. That make sense to you?
Well, it depends what you call the evidence.
I'm going to share some of it with you. Okay? Make no mistake, these are serious, serious allegations. Period. Somebody's life has been taken. We don't take that lightly. In fact, I can't think of anything more serious to be working on.
Yeah.
Okay? In her memory, for her kids,
Family.
for her grandkids, for her family, for the community, for everybody that's missing her right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, we still don't have her body.
Well, I'll tell you, there's nobody missing her more than I'm missing.
I believe you. I believe you. Right? And that's tough. I mean, you were with her for years.
Yeah.
You knew her intimately.
Yeah.
I'll never get that chance to talk to her, to have a conversation with her, to hear her accent. I'll never, ever have that opportunity. You did.
Yeah.
Right? And I believe you when you say that you miss her dearly. I do. I sit here and look at you, I'm going to say you're still in love with her.
Yeah, but the problem with me is being completely alone. I think that tends to make me different from other people.
In what way?
In as much as other people have their family, their friends, their relations, and the social activities they do. They have lots of things going on in their life.
Yeah.
My life is very, very quiet. There's nothing going on in my life. In fact, I was just saying to a friend, friend stopped by yesterday to speak to me, and I was just saying to him, my big problem is that I spend 95% of my time in this house alone. So no matter what crime would be committed in Peterborough, I could not give the police an alibi.
I see what you're saying, yeah. But if I ask you now, what do you remember the 12th?
I don't want it. I'm not supposed to be speaking to you.
And you don't have to.
Yeah, I know. So
okay.
I don't think I should.
But here's the thing. If you are grocery shopping on those days and you have some receipts, which I'll check on, but the other thing is...
You should be speaking to these other guys.
We are. I have people here now doing it. Okay, but...
Are you speaking to Dan?
Yes, absolutely. I had him called in today. Okay.
And don't forget...
There's Ian, there's Dan, there's these two boyfriends, Dave, you spoke of, and Ben are being spoken to. I've got her family in here right now. Okay? But...
They're nice kids, by the way.
They seem very nice, yeah.
Yeah.
But the other thing I wanted to think about is, on this day, even though you didn't get a receipt, you remember how I talked about the fact that there's cameras everywhere?
Yeah.
Even though you walked in a store and didn't buy something, I'm going to go pull the video. Because they keep the video for a while, right? I'll pull the video, it shows you walking in. Even though you didn't buy something, it validates what you're saying.
That reminds me. The Peterborough police told me they had me on video at Walmart. And I said to them, that is absolutely impossible because I have not been near Walmart.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
And they said, well, we've got a video, you're on the video. And I said, well,
Who told you that?
Can I see the video? Oh no, we have, oh no, yeah.
Who told you that?
The serious thing about the police, they want you to answer all their questions, but they never, ever answer your questions.
Ask me a question. I've answered your question so far today. I'll answer the rest of them.
I'm talking about my experience with the police so far. It's been anything but good.
Complaining to the police about how much you dislike them to distract them from the fact that your alibi has completely fallen flat isn't the best strategy to get away with murder. Once more, Andrew goes on a rant about what a mess police made of his house. In response, the detectives decide to show him what a mess he's made out of his life.
I want to share a couple of things with you to show you that I'm here to give you some info. Okay?
Okay.
This isn't all about, me wanting info from you. You asked me a couple of things earlier, and I want to address them for you, okay? You asked me first of all, how do we know she's even missing and when she went missing? That's what you asked me, right? Is that what you asked me earlier? Does that make sense?
No, I just said to you I didn't know at the time I didn't know she was missing.
No, but I mean, I'm telling you now from a police perspective as we move forward, we know she's missing. I've told you why, in that there's been no activity on her bank account. Nobody has heard from her. She hasn't phoned anybody. She hasn't reached out to contact anybody. Her car has not moved. It was like in her driveway. She was there. Family hasn't heard from her. She hasn't made withdrawals on her bank. She hasn't shown up for work.
Mm-hmm.
That's like somebody just dropped off the face of the earth. And we all know people don't do that.
Yeah.
We are creatures of habit. We have our routines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When you say to me, how do we know some of these things and how can I draw the conclusion that I believe, something bad has happened to her, I want you to look at that picture, okay? Now, first of all, I'll start with this one. Where is that?
That's her driveway.
Exactly. Okay. And whose car is that?
That's her car.
See that right there?
Yeah.
That's blood.
Uh-huh.
Okay. We'll start there, okay? But this is her house, this is her entrance, right? It looks familiar to you, right? Because you've been there before.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is the back of her car.
Yeah.
Because see this little piece here?
Yeah.
That would be along here, or down the
No,
side.
down here.
Right. See that?
Yeah.
What's
yeah,
that?
That's blood.
That's blood. Okay.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, so am I, right?
Yeah.
But from my standpoint, between that at the front of the car and this at the back of the car, that's what I would refer to as a significant amount of blood.
Foul play.
Yeah, foul play.
Indicated foul play.
Absolutely right. Because that's not a cut finger.
No.
That's not a stub toe.
No.
That's significant, okay? There's a lot of things I can read into when I look at that, okay? So when I see those things. Then you look at that picture. So you obviously know that picture is along here now, right?
Which one?
See this picture here? Right?
Where
is that in relation to this?
This picture here is there.
Exactly. Okay. See her keys? See an earring.
I'll take your word for it.
Yep.
You know.
Okay.
They took my glasses away from me.
Okay, well, right here is her car key, her house key, and right here is an earring.
Yeah.
Okay, and there's a sign of a struggle. You can see how everything's kind of tossed up, and there's the edging of the blood right there, right?
Yeah.
Now, that's not normal. We know she didn't go in the house. We know her things are lying there, okay? There's another picture which is along the edge here.
Yeah.
That's her glasses, laying on the ground. It indicates a sign of a struggle.
Oh yeah.
Tells us that there was a struggle there.
Yeah.
Okay, and we've got the blood
Did you see our glasses over here?
right there.
That's her glasses.
That's her glasses right there. Okay, so that indicates to me a sign of a struggle.
Yeah.
Plus, we've got the bleeding at the front of the car. We've got the bleeding at the back of the car,
Yeah.
and it's right at the entrance where she would be getting into her door.
Yeah.
How do I know that this day is the day she went missing? The 12th of November, which is a Wednesday, she was working. And she was working at Walmart.
Yeah.
So we've already verified that she worked her shift that day,
Mm-hmm.
and we verified what time she ended her shift and went home. So we know that she was alive all day. People spoke to her, people saw her,
Mhm.
people interacted with her, and people watched her leave work. Okay? So we know she left, and we presume, because her car's in the driveway, she eventually went home.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's how we know this day, because on the next day, the 13th, she didn't show up for work, number one, which is unusual for her, right? She didn't go to work on the 13th. So that caused people some concerns. Family members didn't hear from her. Nobody could locate her. And this is what people found when they went to her house.
When tested, the blood on the driveway, her car, and later in Andrew's car were all a match for Lee's. Some of the blood, however, were mixed samples, combining the DNA of Andrew and Lee's. This suggests that Lee's defended herself to her last breath, harming Andrew in the process. And detectives may get a chance to see that struggle for themselves.
This is one of the things that we're now doing, and it started today. Do you remember when 9/11 happened in the United States?
Uh-huh.
The Twin Towers got
Uh-huh.
the terrorists,
Mhm.
okay? Ever since that day, the United States, Department of Homeland Security, NASA, the American military, invested billions of dollars into satellite imagery.
Mhm.
And the reason they did that was to try and prevent the attack of terrorist activities in the future. Because one of the questions they had was, how could we not see this coming? How could we not see a rogue plane coming? All these different things. As in anything, a lot of things that we do in the world are reactive to tragedies. So they enhanced billions of dollars into satellite imagery. And so what these satellites do now, they're orbiting 24/7 and they're snapping pictures
Mhm.
all the time. We have realized that law enforcement, police, only certain agencies have access to it. We can access those satellite imageries by contacting the Department of Homeland Security in the United States. And we have to have what we call a criteria offense. So it has to be serious. Treason, homicides, or attempt homicides. They won't look at it for anything else. Okay. We also have to be very specific and give them either an address, and if we have an address, obviously we can give them latitude and longitudinal coordinates.
Mhm.
You're a smart man, you understand what latitude and longitude is? Okay. It started today. The request has gone into the Department of Homeland Security.
Mhm.
Okay. We've provided them an address and we've provided them with the latitude and the longitudinal coordinates for her house.
Mhm.
We know a struggle happened here on this driveway.
Mhm.
Something happened,
Mhm.
okay? When we put the request in, what happens now is they punch those coordinates into the database, access the satellite that was over the earth at that point in time, and download the images, okay?
Mhm.
They download the images, images are forwarded to us.
Mhm.
These images that come in are phenomenal because they're military grade.
Mhm.
Okay, it's based on NASA premises, and so, like, I've had success in other cases where I've been able to focus down in on the make and model of a car.
Mhm.
The quality is that
Yeah.
good, okay? That's one thing that's happening right now, okay? The other thing that's happening right now since we're here is I've been to her house. I know where it's located, okay? And one of the things I know is that when I go to her house...
These are good pictures, by the way.
They're not bad, eh?
Yeah, very good.
They're very good. The quality of pictures that are going to come in off that satellite will make those look like child's play. It's incredible what you're going to get. It's incredible what we can see.
Do you think I could ask you for another cigarette?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll get you another cigarette.
Andrew is going to want more cigarettes after the detective introduces just one more piece of the massive pile of evidence they have against him.
So here's the thing. I went to her house. I stood in her driveway. I looked around. What do you think I saw?
No idea.
Big cemetery over here.
Oh yeah.
Highland Park. Massive. Big gates.
Yeah. We
Like,
used
it's beautiful.
We used to go walking there.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful spot. Right over here, a couple of doors down from her house, is a daycare being run out of a house. Right? Right over here is a big school. Just down the street. First,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Just down from the school, before you get back to the intersection, is a variety store, a convenience store. What do all of those things have in today's day and age? Cameras.
Yeah.
They all have cameras. It's the world we live in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has cameras now for security reasons. I have officers at every one of these locations, as you and I speak, accessing and downloading all the data
Mm-hmm.
for the 12th of November into the 13th of November, because she lives right on that corner.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're accessing all those cameras. We're accessing everything. Okay. Now, when I look at those cameras, when I look at the satellite imagery that's coming in, okay, and that's why I want to ask you this question. So on the evening of the 12th of November, so we're getting into the nighttime, after 7 o'clock at night, maybe even into the early morning hours of the 13th, but we're talking about that Wednesday night into the next day when she went missing. Is there any reason you can think of why, when I download these images from all this video footage and have a look at it, or when my satellite images come and arrive, okay, is there any reason you can think of why I'm going to see you or your vehicle in that area? And I just wanted to ask you that now, because maybe there's some logical reason that you were there or in that area that I'm not aware of, that we should talk about and clear up now, so that I don't have to come back and do it later. Any reason you can think of why I'm going to see you or your vehicle?
No.
No? Okay. And that's why I thought I'd ask now, right? Because this is just a matter of probably hours away,
Yeah.
right?
Well, according to you, you've got it made.
What's that?
According to you, you've got it made.
Well,
It's just a question of time.
yeah, it is a question of time, right? So, but that's why I wanted to ask you if there's any reason you
No,
can think
I've got
of.
nothing to say. That lawyer's going to be mad at me
No, but I'm just wondering,
for talking to you.
is there any reason you can think of why we would even see you there?
I don't want to answer any questions at all.
Okay. All right. But I just wanted you to understand that's one of the things we're working on. Okay, so I wanted to
Yeah,
give you some
wow.
info. I wanted to share it with you.
Yeah, no, that's good,
Okay.
because it looks as if you're definitely going to have this wrapped up pretty soon. I still don't know why they don't just let me go home and stay at home where I would be comfortable, because I'm certainly not going to be going anywhere or doing anything.
Fed up with Andrew's nice guy old man act, the detective decides it's time to show him even more evidence against him.
You recognize that?
Yeah, that's my car.
That's your car. Okay.
Mhm.
And that's your carport?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What was that a picture of?
Looks like an exhaust kill pipe.
Yeah, and it's actually this one over here. I just want to show you. It's this one.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So this is a close-up
Uh-huh.
of this exhaust pipe. So the way that vehicle's facing right now, that would be the driver's side.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. And you agree that's your car?
Mm-hmm.
That's your carport?
Yep.
Okay. So this is this blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see that?
Yeah,
What is that?
I don't know.
It's blood. This is back here on your tailgate. It's a close-up, okay, on the tailgate.
Yeah.
Okay, that's blood.
Mm-hmm.
This, it's kind of dark, but it's what we call the pillars.
Yeah.
So this is the driver door, passenger door. On the passenger side, there's blood there.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I've done is, that's blood, and that's blood on your car.
Mm-hmm.
Whose blood do you think that is?
No idea. But I told the police right at the beginning, right on the day they took me away on Thursday, I told them if they wanted blood, I would give them blood.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they could compare it to this blood.
Is there any, like, is it logical? Would that be your blood? Have you cut yourself?
Yeah, I cut myself here.
Okay, and how'd you do that?
I did it with a chisel.
A chisel?
Yeah.
Okay, what?
And I explained all this to Dan.
Okay.
I even showed him what I was working on when it happened, and showed him how it happened and everything else. He actually helped me.
Did he? Okay. Now, after you cut your hand, did you touch your car?
I must have.
Is there any reason you could think of why that would be
I don't know.
her blood?
I
Jesus'
don't-
blood.
I have no idea.
It's her blood.
Oh, it's her blood.
It is.
Oh, yeah. Well, it looks to me like you get everything wrapped up.
You're a very logical man. You're a very smart man.
I'm not a very smart man at all.
You are.
Quite sure if you tested my intelligence, it would be, at best, it would be average.
Well, what I mean by that is this. You are a very logical person. And so I don't want to sit here, and play any type of games with you.
Uh-huh.
I want you to understand why you're here, because I think you deserve to be treated with respect and courtesy,
Yeah.
just the same way you've treated me here today,
Yeah.
which I appreciate. I'm telling you right now that that's her blood on your car, okay? But I'm also prepared to back it up because you're such a smart man. That's the report from the Center of Forensic Sciences that you may have a look at and read, which is not my opinion. It is their opinion that they have done the scientific tests and they have verified the fact that it's her blood on your car. And you can read through that, take your time. Or I can read it to you. Would you like me to read it to you?
I don't have my glasses.
Want me to get them for you?
No, I don't need to read that. I'll take your word for it.
That's her blood on your car.
Okay.
Okay. So I just want you to be aware of that.
Mhm.
Okay. You haven't seen her since the Saturday before she went missing.
That's right.
So she hasn't been in your car because she hasn't been anywhere near your car. And yet her blood is on your car. How does that happen?
I don't know.
You do know. That's the thing.
No idea.
We're at a point right now where this isn't a what happened to her. This isn't a whodunit. Okay, we know she's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're responsible. But there's still some, the big question is the why. That's the only answer we have left is the why did this happen? It's not did you do it. We know you did, okay?
Tell me something.
Yes.
Did you execute a search warrant on Ben's house or car?
Myself, I haven't. I just got here today.
Sorry?
I said I just got here today, so no, I haven't.
Well, did the Peterborough police execute a search warrant on Ben's house or car?
No, not yet.
Did they execute a search warrant on Dave's house or car?
What does that have to do with anything at this point? Because those investigations are ongoing, and those people are certainly being looked at. However, the evidence takes me where I need to be, and I have her blood all over your car.
Despite Andrew's attempts to pin the murder on Lisa's new lover boy, the evidence clearly told a completely different story. And the detective hasn't even uncovered the evidence inside Andrew's home. There, law enforcement finds a shovel and a bucket of bleach. And though Andrew was trying to destroy evidence, detectives still found trace amounts of Lisa's blood in the bucket and on the shovel. They believe that Andrew used the shovel to bludgeon 74-year-old Lise to death.
We're at this point where you know exactly what happened to her. Now, the way I have to look at it is, and I do look at it like this, do I think for one moment that you planned all this? Absolutely not. Do I think for one moment that you woke up one day and said that I'm going to harm her and take her life? No, I don't think that at all, okay? But the fact is, it did happen.
I love her.
I know you do. So help us bring her back. Because there's family.
If you're convinced she's dead, you're not going to bring her back.
No, but you know what? You know as well as I do, there's grandkids and a daughter and a son that would like her remains.
And the brother.
That would like her remains.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
And I know you love her.
It looks to me like you've got this all wrapped up.
But I want her.
Oh.
I want her back. People deserve that, and you know that.
I cannot answer any more questions at all.
But you can. You absolutely can, because you can make up your own mind.
The lawyer told me not even to speak to you, but being the kind of guy I am, I don't mind speaking to you.
You've been a gentleman.
But
you've been respectful. You've been cooperative.
You're just telling me that you can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that I killed Lise for death. This is what you're telling me. Right?
I'm telling you that this evidence supports the allegations.
There's no point in us talking any more about this.
Well, there's actually...
As far as I could see, you've got this whole thing wrapped up.
But how are you going to dispute it?
I am not qualified.
Sorry?
I am not qualified to do blood analysis or anything like that.
And nor am I, and that's why the scientists will come in, because it's not my opinion. It's the scientists that will come in and say, this is what they do for a living. And then there's all the images that are coming, all the cameras that are being downloaded.
Mm-hmm. You got it made.
But what are you going to say then? You're going to look at the community, you're going to look at the family, you're going to look at everybody, and then what are you going to say?
I'm going to say I didn't do this.
So, and everybody's going to look at an image, everybody's going to hear about the DNA, everybody's going to read the results, and you're still going to stand there and say, I didn't do it?
I don't know what I'm going to say till I speak to a lawyer.
The thing is, you're a grown man, you can speak for yourself, number one, okay? I know you love her. Period. That is not a doubt in my mind. I know you love her.
Well, if you're quite sure she's dead, then it's the past tense.
You know she's dead. You know she's gone. You and I don't need to play a word game back and forth.
I'm not playing. I'm just telling you I don't want to speak to you. That's all. Because the lawyer told me not to speak to you.
And she deserves better than where she is right now.
Oh.
You know that, and I know that. Okay? She deserves better than where she is right now. And let's bring her home.
Do you think you would be able to get me a mattress and a pillow or something for that cell?
Yeah, I mentioned that to you earlier, that yes. When I spoke to you earlier at the cells, I indicated to you that when you go back in there, yeah, I'll get you looked after.
It's awful uncomfortable the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't think there's any chance of me going home and staying at home? No. Oh, well.
Let's bring her home.
No. Anyway, it's nice talking to you. And no doubt you'll be wanting to talk to me again.
We're not done right now.
Oh, we're not done right now.
No.
Well, I just told you I don't want to answer any more questions. That's all.
That's fine. You can listen. I'm allowed to talk.
Oh, sure.
Right?
Sure.
The detectives are desperate to find Lisa's body, but even from this small interaction, you can see a sense of pride from Andrew. If he's going down for the murder, At least he can continue to have control over her body. But can the detective crack him?
You have an opportunity right now to tell me your side of what happened. It's tragic, it happened, it cannot be reversed, and we know that. We all make mistakes in life, we've all done things that we regret. You're in a position where, like I said, you now have an opportunity to say, Scott, this is what happened. If you have remorse, if you feel bad, if you feel guilty, you have an opportunity.
Yeah, but the lawyer told me not to speak to you.
And that is fair, but you can also speak to yourself.
Yeah, but why would I have a lawyer to advise me and then ignore what he advises? That would be kind of stupid, wouldn't it?
No, I can't comment on that at all because people can make up their own mind. You indicated earlier, what if the lawyer wasn't smart enough to do what you wanted him to do? Those were your words earlier. What if he didn't know to object? What if he didn't know what he was doing?
Yeah.
So you're a very smart man to know that you can also speak for yourself.
Maybe
Maybe you came home and found her in the driveway because somebody else knocked her out and you panicked and you thought, I need to get rid of the remains. Whatever spin you want to put on it, let's go get her.
Maybe it was a home invasion.
Maybe. But
nobody ever
did they use your car?
Nobody, I don't know.
Did your car go missing?
I don't know.
Did you lend it to anybody?
Not that I know of, but somebody could have stolen it.
Did anybody steal your car?
I don't know. I'm sitting in the house all the time. I don't know what's going on. I do know my car's been ransacked in the past. I told you, I sit in the house reading it all the time.
But we have a witness that says you left that.
Okay. Good for you. You've got it all wrapped up. Why do you keep going on?
Because I would like to bring Lee's
Well,
back
bring
to her
bring
family.
her back or whatever. Do whatever you like. Just don't involve me. The lawyer told me not to even talk to you. I should have been talking to you all this time.
You know that you're involved, so how can I step back and not involve you? You're a logical man. You know that. Okay? That's the one thing that you're conflicted with right now is the fact that you are so logical and you are so...
I'm not conflicted at all.
Then I've underestimated you.
The only thing that's bothering me is these conditions that I'm under.
Do you understand you're under arrest for murder?
I understand
You
that.
understand-
Do you understand these conditions?
You're in a jail cell.
Eh?
You're in a jail cell.
These are terrible conditions, for God's sake. For somebody who supposedly is innocent, has not been convicted of any crime,
That's right.
to have to put up with these conditions is just abominable.
The family is sitting in this building right now, and it's the where issue.
Oh, they're in this building?
They're in this building.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and it's the where issue.
Ah.
That's the only question they have. They don't care about the why. They don't care about the circumstances.
Mm.
They're not judging.
Mm-hmm.
They're not, okay? They just want their mom back. They want their grandma back.
Yeah, they're a nice family.
They are.
Yeah.
And so I think they deserve
And
that.
I got on very well with them.
And that's what they said too.
Mm.
Yeah, I honestly believe they are a very nice family.
Yeah.
Okay? But they want mom back. They want grandma back.
Uh-huh.
Okay? So let's go get her. You and I can go
I'm
get
not
her.
going anywhere except back to myself, where hopefully I'll get a pillow and a mattress and maybe even a blanket. Because that is an awful uncomfortable place.
Ultimately, Andrew was convicted of first-degree murder. At his trial, Lisa's children and the judge begged him to disclose where Lisa's body was so that they could give her a proper burial. In response, Andrew cockily said, "No thank you." In 2022, Andrew died in prison, taking the location of Lisa's body to his grave. He was willing to not only kill Lise for rejecting him, but by denying her a proper burial. He got to maintain a sick hold of control over her. Fortunately, her family carries on her name and legacy in spite of Andrew's cruelty. Lise was a strong-willed, adventurous lover of life, and that lives on in all who loved her.